Hi, everybody, and welcome to this M2 Open Source Tonight live broadcast. So let's take a look at the news of the week, and we're going to just put this up as a podcast episode as expected. So let's begin with the news, shall we? So, up first in the news this week, that's right, this week, we have got Firefox 93. Firefox 93 over here, everybody, has been released with AVIF support. It has also got insecure download protection. Pretty cool stuff, I might say. And if we take a look, see here, what else does it have? Okay. Using Firefox and Wayland, if sure, you'll benefit from the asynchronous clipboard implementation. I am actually using it on Wayland right now in a VM on my video production machine. So I am using Wayland right now. That's pretty cool. So apparently you're going to get some benefits from that. Let's see. Apparently there's a bunch of sound bugs fixed, including a distorted mic issue found in WebRTC applications. Interesting stuff, I have to say. You know, very good that they got this fixed. There's some security things with TLS that they've made some adjustments on. So yeah, pretty cool. I think it's pretty interesting. Let's look here over. We got our next story. The Linux kernel is at 5.14 right now, which is pretty cool, I would say. So if we take a look at that, we can see that new release is out, and we got a bunch of new features. Let's see, what are the new features? Okay, apparently some improvements to journaling on ext4. I think that right there alone is going to be a pretty big improvement. As someone that uses ext4 all the time, I would definitely like to see an improvement there. Okay, let's see here. So it looks like this is pretty developer-centric stuff, a lot of it. They do have a picture of the Pi here. I think there was some, yeah. Let's see, is there any changes to the Pi? I see some security fixes. Maybe they just got an image of the Pi. I thought that they had. Oh, here it is. Full kernel support, mainline kernel support for the Raspberry Pi 400. Okay, so that's pretty good. So as you can see, they've made some improvements. They also have a low latency USB driver that is included in this release. So that's good for the audio nerds out there like myself that use Linux. Pretty cool. All right. This next story, I got to tell you, I really don't get it. I don't know what Cutefish is. I mean, I know it's a desktop environment, but I've never used it. I've really never seen anyone else use it. So I have to admit that I don't know what I'm talking about here, but let's take a look anyway. Okay. So it's on Ubuntu now, which is cool. And let's see. So it looks very much like Mac OS to me, I would say. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but that's certainly where my mind goes. This feels so much like Mac OS, from the icons here to everything. I mean, look at this. If I click on this, look at this. This looks like Mac OS so much. I mean, you know, tell me what you think in the comments, because I mean, you know, to me, it looks like Mac OS. Okay. And if you're the developers of this, please let me know. I mean, was that what you were going for? I'm curious. All right. So let's go ahead and continue on here. So yeah, it looks like they've got some interesting things in this desktop. I may have to give it a try on the channel, because it does really feel like Mac OS, and I do like that. I personally used to be a Mac OS user back in the day. I've actually used Windows, Mac, and Linux in my life. So yeah, this desktop seems pretty appealing to me. I might be interested. Let's move on. So the new PinePhone Pro has been announced. So that's pretty cool. For those in the audience that do not know, the Pine phones are these, you know, open source, if you will, you know, centric phones. They run a version of Linux. I don't currently have one. I have an Android phone, and I'm not really a big person when it comes to phones anyway. I'd rather have a keyboard and a mouse. You can tell I'm a programmer, can't you? But for some people, it might be proven to be interesting. All right. Let's take a look here. So what is the specs of this? I haven't heard of this. I was just looking at the stuff I wanted to talk about today, and then I came on the air. So it looks like we've got a 6-core ARM processor. That's pretty cool. 4 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of internal storage. That's pretty nice. Let's see. A privacy hardware dip switch is also included. So that's pretty cool. I think that's like I'm guessing like disables the camera or the mic or something in hardware. I assume that's what it does. Let's see here. Ports, got micro SD card, USB Type-C for including video output, audio jack, a bunch of different things here. 13 megapixel, Sony on the rear, and then on the front we got a 5 megapixel camera setup. So not too bad on the camera side. 6-inch 1440 by 720 IPS screen with Gorilla Glass version 4. It sure seems like it's actually not a half bad system to me. So it looks like they are taking the pre-orders, and you can see from the looks of it, these are, I believe, some of the images of what the phone looks like. So that's pretty cool. All right, moving on, let's talk about our next story, and that's Ubuntu 21.10, which I am going to do a video on in the future on open source tonight. And let's go take a look. Okay, here we are. So 21.10 is now available for download. Like I said, I'm going to be taking a look at it in the future. And I got to say, I like this photo right here. It just looks very stylized and cool, and I like that. It looks like we got some screenshots of what it looks like. Cool. I like the background. I think it looks pretty cool. And I see their theming is still pretty similar to before. I really like that dark theme. I don't know if I really like the rounded activities thing. Maybe I kind of like it the way it is now, but you know, I suppose it could be pretty cool. And let's see. Okay, that was the last photo. But yeah, it seems pretty cool to me. And let's see here. What's the specs of what's it, you know, shipping with and things? LibreOffice 7.2. Firefox is a Snap application now. New touchpad gestures for, I guess, if you have like a trackpad or something on your laptop. Wayland support for users using closed source NVIDIA drivers. That's great. I'm glad to hear it. Let's see. Yaru light theme is now the default. Okay, I mean, I'm not really a fan of that. I really like dark themes, and I kind of like their default, where it's kind of a mix of dark and light that they had in 2004, and I believe 2004 was the first time I think they did that. And then we got some new file manager features, including password protected zip extensions. So, yeah, I mean, it seems pretty cool to me. Definitely not something I feel like that is that bad. So that's pretty good. Wayland, we already mentioned it. Mark Shuttleworth, the CEO of Canonical, the company that makes Ubuntu, states, quote, "As open source becomes the new default, we aim to bring Ubuntu to all corners of the enterprise and all places developers want to innovate, from the largest public clouds to the tiniest devices, from DGX servers to Windows WSL workstations. Open source is the springboard for new ideas, and Ubuntu makes that springboard safe, secure, and consistent," end quote. Wow. What a line right there. I got to say, you know, I've been using Ubuntu since pretty much day one. So what can I say? You know, maybe I'm biased, but I really like Ubuntu. And I think Canonical is probably going to keep Ubuntu and the Linux world heading in the right direction for the future. There's been a few things they've done that I disagreed with, but, you know, what are you going to do? They ain't going to do everything you want, right? All right. I believe that really covers the news this week. So, everybody, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast here. But I want to thank you for tuning in. And, yeah, everybody, thanks for watching. And until next time, goodbye, everybody. And action.